Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining me on my show. As always, I appreciate your time spent with me. I appreciate it when you subscribe, like, and comment in the comment section. I always enjoy reading your comments and responding to them. So do well to leave me your point of view, your thoughts. And even if you disagree with me, I'd still love to hear from you. Thank you. Now, before you pounce on me for what seems to be an outrageous title, give me some time to explain. This is not a one-size-fits-all point of view. And this point of view is tailored towards people who are in the dating arena, people who are looking to get to know more people and also make a decision on who they want to spend the rest of their life with or even have a long-term relationship with. First, it's important to understand what dating is, the original sense of dating is, so that you can see where I'm coming from and understand my point of view on why I think you should date multiple people before actually settling on the person you want to have a longer term relationship with. This is how I define dating. Two people who are interested in each other, attracted to each other, wanting to spend time together to get to know each other and even to assess if they can stand each other in the first place. Unfortunately, society has redefined dating to extend even into a sexual relationship, or sometimes people even moving in together when they claim they are still dating. For me, I see dating in the Christian perspective, right? Something known as courting. Basically getting to know somebody you're interested in one at a time, not multiple people at one time. No major commitment, respectful, and most importantly, keeping your hands and your bodies to yourself. That is how I see dating. So for me, when you're dating or getting to know somebody, it's important not to come off as somebody who is a player or somebody who just came in to take advantage of or use somebody. And that is why it's important to be transparent, open from the get-go. So the person knows your intention. The person understands that this is a getting to know phase. You haven't made a decision. You haven't made a major commitment, or you haven't decided, both of you haven't decided to be exclusive with each other. And so it's important in the dating period to be open. And secondly, it's already painful when you decide that you two want to go your separate ways, or one of you feel that, okay, I don't want to continue this getting to know phase or this dating. I don't want to continue with this dating phase with you. It's already painful. And so you don't want a situation where you complicate that phase of your life with sex. Dating also isn't meant to be a sexual relationship. In fact, sex in dating is too far. You're taking it too far. First of all, God frowns on it. And go check out my topic on lust. I think it goes in depth how God views lust, sexual immorality, and fornication. And not only that, but the physical and emotional and spiritual connection that sex presents brings a whole new topic that I don't want to treat today on soul ties. And I promise you, I'm going to treat this on a different episode. But you don't want to complicate a dating relationship with sex, which is wrong and also presents a complicated spiritual consequence from that. And so I hope I have sufficiently explained what I mean by dating and the getting to know phase of a person's life. One of the biggest issues that we don't consider is compatibility. Compatibility is resulting in a lot of breakup in relationships and marriage because people have a long list of things they're looking for in a man or a woman. They're looking at if he's educated, financially stable, does he have a good job, a good car, a house, all those different things. They're good things, nothing wrong with those things. But one of the things we fail to really pay attention to is the compatibility aspect of it. We bring love into the picture. We bring all these different things on the list forward, and we want to check our list and see, hey, he has this, he has that, he has this, right? Or she has that. But then we don't consider, are we compatible? Can we coexist? This is how I explain incompatibility. It's a condition where two people or two things are so different and so uncomplementary in their difference that it's so hard for them to live together peacefully, to coexist peacefully. Let's consider a bird and a fish. I once saw a video where a bird was feeding a fish in water. Let's say the bird loves the fish so much and the fish loves the bird so much that they want to live together. They want to coexist together. Now consider it's going to be very hard for either of them to live in each other's environment without the other dying. And so they are incompatible. They cannot coexist peacefully and logically. Too many people are focusing on all the other things on their list. Is he handsome? Is he tall? Is he financially stable? Is she beautiful? Is she well off? Is she debt free? And all those different things, which are wonderful, but we pay less attention to the compatibility aspect of it. And even when we observe and discover that it's going to be hard for the two of us to really coexist in terms of temperament, or the way we approach different things is going to be hard to live together or to have a relationship, we diminish that aspect and we are hopeful or wishful that peradventure later on in the relationship we can fix it or we can change each other. Prayer cannot fix incompatibility, nor can you heal incompatibility in a relationship. Now, the two can decide to work things out, check their roles, and figure out how best they can coexist or how best to adjust each other's personalities or temperament to make it much easier for them to coexist. The most glaring sign of incompatibility is that you just are not satisfied or okay with the way the person is. So that even if the person doesn't change, you just cannot live with that, or it causes you a lot of pain. And unfortunately, we don't speak out enough, or we are not open enough or authentic enough to express that, hey, this is not working out, because we just clash on so many things. We don't agree. I once came across a couple that fought a lot, argued a lot. They argued on practically every single thing. They had gotten to a place where they had accepted this is the nature of their relationship. But even consider this, a pupa, before it becomes a butterfly, is in its own pupa chrysalis stage, and all it sees in its world is that stage, the pupa stage, in that shell that it's in. And if it does not gradually step out of that shell, that pupa stage, it will not see the beautiful world out there. And so my point of view is that if you don't consider, or you haven't met different people and different temperaments and different characters and personalities, you think your entire world is in this one person. And that is why I think it's important when you are in your dating stage, you talk to more people, get to know people, understand their points of view, get their personality, assess them in different environments, and then make a judgment call or make a decision on who you want to ultimately spend more time with. Unfortunately, we are so fixated on a few things on our list. Let's say you finally meet somebody who is so beautiful, physically beautiful, and you're like, yes, I made it. I hit the jackpot. And it's so hard for people to move past this very stage of their life because you're falling for them, or you think they're so handsome or beautiful, and you just don't want to lose that person. And so you want to hold on to the person and change everything about them. So let's consider the beauty aspect of the person. I once thought years ago, I had a celebrity crush, Scarlett Johansson, and I thought she was one of the most beautiful people in the world. And reading on some of her relationships, and I noticed that she divorced or broke up with somebody, and I'm like, how can how can you date Scarlett Johansson or be married to Scarlett Johansson and divorce? Like, she's perfect, right? And so you come to find out that relationships and marriage, it's not about the beauty of the person or how pretty the person is or how established and financially sound the person is. It has several components. I often say my wife is the most beautiful woman in the world. Physically, to me, she is. But that is not the totality of what I mean by her beauty. For me, her beauty is inward and outward, is the total encapsulation of what I consider to be a beautiful woman. She's generous, she's creative, she's an entrepreneur, she is amazing. She's a great mother. She's a great wife. She's a good communicator. She fits me temperamentally. But guess what? I got to this point in my life of finding this woman because I talked with several other women. Now, let me explain. Transparent moment here. I had an opportunity to meet different women and to talk to different women. Now, for me, I made it clear that sex was out of the question. And not only that, but I didn't want to make a major commitment. And for me, I wanted to be sure about the person before I made that commitment with that person. But I made some errors in my dating relationships. I could have explained better or communicated better what I meant by no commitment, because I believe that it came off as, oh, I was too afraid to commit, or I didn't care about the person enough to commit. But in actual fact, I was either not sure about the person or I felt we didn't fit perfectly. And in the case of no sex before marriage, I believe I may have come off as, oh, maybe you're not attractive enough, or maybe I have a problem with me sexually, right? And so I think ultimately, in my efforts to not hurt the person, not make the person feel taken advantage of, I ended up hurting them because the communication wasn't great, the transparency wasn't great, and the authenticity wasn't great. And so it's so important to be upfront, to explain what you're looking for and who is your ideal person. Now, it's going to hurt sometimes when you finally have to tell the person that, hey, I don't think we are good for each other. It hurts, but we have to be more authentic. We have to be more transparent. Ultimately, it will help the person. Look, the people that I didn't end up with are not any less amazing than my wife or are horrible people or something. No, they are amazing people. And in actual fact, they have gone on to get married to some great men, and today having amazing marriages, amazing relationships. So in conclusion, we need to admit when we see signs of incompatibility in our friendships, in our dating relationships, in even our long-term relationships. We need to be clear, we need to be authentic, we need to be transparent, and we need to be open about it. And so dating multiple people or getting to know multiple people allows you to see a broad array of personalities, a broad array of characters and temperaments that ultimately you'll be able to assess and say, hey, this person is going to be good for me. This person is going to be perfect for me. Now, there are so many other factors, when we are considering who we want to spend the rest of our lives with. There's so many factors to consider, but today I wanted to treat this specific aspect of compatibility because it's often overlooked and people really make other things on their list more important than this issue of compatibility. It's causing a lot of breakups in relationships. It's causing a lot of divorces in marriages. And so I want us to reconsider, if you're dating, this is really geared towards you, to really consider getting to know people outside of your little cocoon, outside of your little pupa, little circle or cage, and really extend out and see the broad array of people that God has made available to us to really get to know and then ultimately make your final decision. Thank you for tuning in into this episode. I hope this was helpful. I still want to hear from you. If you disagree with me, hit me in the comment section. If you want to yell at me, do it in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Thank you once again for joining. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want subsequent videos, hit the notification bell because I got another good one coming next week. All right. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.